Does the idea of a six-figure salary appeal to you? If yes, then I know you have a burning desire to become a professional software developer. If not, then why else would you be watching this video? There are a number of reasons why a person will receive six figures a year, and for software development, the reason is simple. It is hard. Yes, programming is hard. It is one of the most difficult professions I have ever seen. Becoming a professional software developer requires dedication, hard work, and the right skills. No surprise that a lot of people start learning with great motivation but quit a few weeks in. There is no one-size-fits-all, but in this video, I will highlight some 5 unskippable steps that can help you to achieve your software development goals. Before we start, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to not miss any new video uploads, and make sure to stick with me until the end because I have a bonus point at the end of the video where I show you a very cool way on how you can get noticed by recruiters on LinkedIn. Number 1. The initial step you should take is not to start learning a programming language, but rather, you should define your end goal. It is important to understand what you want to accomplish with the knowledge you are planning to acquire. Having clear and concise goals helps you to focus your efforts, prioritize your learning, and determine which programming language and tools are best suited to your needs. You don't just start learning JavaScript because you have heard somewhere that is the most popular programming language, or Python because you have heard that it is easy to learn. You need to ask yourself, what do I want to become? A front-end developer, back-end developer, data analyst, or a game developer? Asking yourself this question helps you to find out the exact programming languages and technologies you need to learn. If you choose front-end development, it is obvious that you will start with HTML and CSS and then move on to JavaScript. What about data analysis? Then you need to learn SQL, Python, or programming in Tableau. What if you choose back-end development? Then you go with Ruby, PHP, Java, and maybe Python. Moreover, saying you want to be a front-end developer is too vague. You need to be very specific with the kind of developer you want to be. This means you need to choose a stack. A front-end developer well-versed in React, Tailwind CSS, and Amazon Web Services is a perfect example of the kind of stack you need. If you want to be a full-stack developer, then you go with the MERN stack. The idea here is to get a fair knowledge of the exact path you need to take to achieve your goals. And this takes us to step 2. Focus on growth, not how good you are. I know that as a newbie, it is easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to other developers. You read an article online or watch a YouTube video, and when you hear terms like pseudoclasses, loops, arrays, and functions, then it leaves you despaired. You start saying to yourself, "It's too difficult, I don't think I can do this." Please, stop. There is something you are forgetting. The guy in the YouTube video started 5 or maybe 10 years before you. There is no way you can expect to know what he knows or have the same skill set. Comparing yourself to other developers leads to feelings of inadequacy, frustration, and self-doubt. However, it is important to remember that every developer has their own unique journey, strengths, and weaknesses, and that progress and success come at different rates for different people. One rule of thumb is to prioritize developing and improving yourself rather than dwelling on your current abilities. It is important to focus on growth, learning, and development, and to celebrate your own achievements and milestones, no matter how small they may seem. This will help you to evolve and become better over time. Step number 3. Projects. I don't think you would argue with me when I say that project building is the sure way to perfecting any programming skill. But the million-dollar question you might be asking yourself is, what kind of projects should you build? We both know that YouTube has millions of tutorial videos on how to build a certain type of small project. Examples are a password generator, counter app, digital clock, random color generator, and a whole lot more. These tutorial videos are a great way to start learning programming, and I highly recommend you go for it. In fact, that is how I started learning JavaScript. But I have some bad news. These small projects will not make you the seasoned software developer you dream to become, and that is mainly because they are way too simple. Everyone is doing it and job recruiters are tired of seeing them. The only way you can become that seasoned web developer is to challenge yourself to new heights. When I say new heights, I mean projects that will push you to do a lot of research. I mean big projects. You might be asking yourself, what kind of big projects am I talking about? Be aware that I am not saying you should go and try to build the next Facebook or the next Microsoft. If by some grace you have an idea for the next Facebook or Microsoft, then I wish you all the best. Also, do not go to Google and type something like, "What are the best projects to build?" This will lead to burnout and failure. Instead, you need to look within yourself. What are you passionate about and enjoy most? Are you a sports fan? You can build an application that reports live scores from various games or compiles some sports data from various APIs. Is it video games you love? Why not try to build your own simple game? Maybe you love working out. You can build an app that guides users on workout routines and meal plans. The idea here is to work on something you love, because that is where you are more likely to be successful and fulfilled. Additionally, when you enjoy what you do, it often doesn't feel like work. Pro tip: your project must have a database. If your project idea does not have a database, then you need to pick a new project. You also need to build a UI that can be used to manipulate the database. The UI must be able to create, read, update, and delete the database. In addition, the database should be secured. That means it must have a login page. Adding these features will instantly make you a professional and highly skilled in front of the recruiter. Step 4. Practice. As the old saying goes, practice makes perfect. If you watch a video of someone showing you how to do backflips, does it make you perfect at doing backflips? Obviously not. The same goes for programming. As long as you watch other developers write code, you will never be that professional developer you want to become. You need to learn to write your own code. Websites like HackerRank, LeetCode, and CodeWars will help you to do just that. These websites provide a variety of coding challenges and problems in different programming languages, allowing you to test and refine your knowledge. They have interactive platforms that provides instant feedback and allows you to track your progress over time. Regular practice builds muscle memory and will enhance your understanding of a particular skill. As a result, you end up becoming a more confident, efficient, and skilled programmer. Step number 5. Looking for a job. Here comes the moment of truth. Getting your first job is the hardest. Landing the next one is easier. This is mostly because you have already gotten some experience in the first one. For this reason, I would highly recommend you to not look at the money aspect when searching for your first job. Gaining experience should be your priority. Here's my first tip on looking for a job. Assuming you are looking for a React job, you should go and Google the 20 top React interview questions you are most likely to get. Next thing you should do is to answer all those questions practically by relating them to your project. In the end, you can only secure the job if you can demonstrate knowledge and skill. Mostly I hear people say that if you want to get a job, you need to apply to as many jobs as possible. While this might be true, it is not always the case. The reason is, if you apply to 100 different jobs with the same low-quality resume, you are not going to get any invitation for an interview. Before you apply to any job, you need to take time in building a great resume. Your resume should contain a link that leads to your projects. A pro tip: the link should not lead to the GitHub repo containing your project. For all you know, the one who would take a look at your project might not be a developer and will not understand what is in your GitHub repo. Your project should have a web address and should be online. That is why I said earlier that your project should have a database. It should be beautiful and should be easy to use because it will serve as your sales tool to be able to perform better in your technical interview. When you answer technical questions, always remember these two words. For example, after you answer an abstract question thrown at you, say the words, for example. When you say that, you take the conversation from abstract to a concrete explanation of a piece of software you wrote some time back. Like I said earlier, you can only secure the job if you can demonstrate knowledge and skill, and there is no way you can do that without giving examples. Finally is your bonus. Here's one way you can get noticed by recruiters on LinkedIn. Take a look at this video I found.
LinkedIn, we search as recruiters, we search through actual things in your resume. We can't search the header, we can't search the title. We search keywords, we search your past companies, your skills. There is a skills feature within LinkedIn, and we search location and job titles within your profile. When you just put software developer, it's too vague, right? If you're a .NET developer, put a .NET developer. If you're a JavaScript engineer, put a React Node engineer, right? Those are specific things that you need to add to your current title instead of just a software engineer 2. Like recruiters, we don't search software engineer 2s. We recruit specific skill sets.
As you heard in that short video, recruiters search for specific skill sets. This is why it is very important that you are very specific with the type of software developer you want to become, and your LinkedIn profile should have your stack clearly stated. There you have it, people, 5 unskippable steps you can take to become a professional software developer. Make sure to like the video and subscribe before leaving. Thank you for staying with me until the end, and as always, I will see you in another video.